Hi, good evening. This is Essie N. Sibanda. Okay, so I am back. I think the past few days I've been talking about grief and talking about loss, and I did talk about that we lost a close niece, and it was absolutely devastating, and it left me asking a lot of questions again. Questions are normal to come, especially after loss. And my questions were, what are we doing on this earth? Why are we here? And is it really worth anything if you can just wake up gone? Or is it really a reminder of what we are supposed to do to assist others who are actually in worse places than we are? So those were my questions, and I sort of go back to when we were talking about how people behave, and last time I did speak about the 4 psychological traits, the introvert, the extrovert, the envious, and that one who is sort of calm and all collected and trusting. And then I did say, 30% of the population are in the envious group. So I just thought I would go on to the envious and talk about what people are usually envious about, because the envious characteristics makes us compare ourselves to the next person. It makes us want to do better than the next person, or it actually makes us really agitated, irritable, because we are looking and thinking we should be the better one, or we are looking and thinking, how can they do that? So we might become quite hostile to other people because of the envious. And I don't know if you have had a, a, a confrontation with possibly a neighbor, because maybe your car is too big, it's making quite a lot of noise when you drive off. Then you are left with questions asking, is it only about the car, or is it something else? Or is it that's that characteristic, the envious characteristic, which somebody will be displaying, and thus becoming really irritable and possibly hostile and angry, depending, because you have heard so many stories about the neighbor from hell, or or even siblings having an envious relationship, where the other one wants to compete with the other one, wants to be the best in the family, and things like that. And that affects people's behavior. So what happens when you are coaching somebody and that somebody does better than you? I think that's a question you would ask. It's like being a teacher and you're teaching students, and your students will come out and they become better than you and possibly richer than you. And, if you are the envious person, you really become irritable and agitated and angry about that. But when we mentor people, or when we teach or train people, we are training them to equip them to be able to impart that knowledge or those skills to somebody else, so that it grows like that. So, I just wanted to touch that on a business point of view, thinking, usually you would find possibly you coach somebody and they do well and they do better than you, and that sort of inkling envy would come and say, why are they doing better than me? I train them and they are getting better at it. But things would happen differently with people, and it also depends on how that person is receiving, or how that person, because we do have different lives, and our lives have got different milestones, and our lives have got different directions. So you're not going to be able to have the same direction as the person you have mentored, or who you have tutored or trained or nurtured. It's just like, a parent becoming jealous because the son or the daughter has done better than they did. It might happen, it might not, okay, because you also find maybe high-flying parents, good, posh academic jobs, or, genius jobs, creative, and then they've got a child who is sort of lost in between, doesn't even know what to do because didn't measure up to what the parents are. So, things like that, we need to stop to comparison. We need to stop, competing. We need to stop this mentality that I want to be better than someone, unless you want to die because you don't grow. Because you grow by imparting skills and knowledge to other people so that they can also go and do that to somebody else. That's how every one of us becomes knowledgeable and educated. Well, not in the academic sense, university or that, but education is everywhere. So it's not just in the academic arena. You can get educated in anything. So if you're going to have someone teach you how to bake a cake, that's education you are acquiring. You're acquiring skills. So I just thought I should talk about the envious characteristic and the way people behave, and also to note that when things happen to us, we do have a choice of reaction. So you can either react negatively or you can react positively. And usually when you react negatively, you go into a dysfunctional mode. And if you go into a dysfunctional mode, it means possibly you're going to be interacting with people you love in a way which you will regret, but you would have done it already. So we need to be mindful. As I always say, when you are discussing things with others, you need to be mindful. You need to watch the words you speak. You need to think before you speak. You need to put yourself in the other person's shoes so that you can understand how they are going to receive your words. Because if you're just going to do that, you will see quite a big difference in terms of how people will receive you and how you will feel after communicating with people, because that way you are interacting at a more intimate level and you are creating meaningful relationships. So that is me from United Kingdom, London, and I'm going to sign off. And to everybody around the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And signing off is Essie and Sibanda. Thank you.